We caught up with Brian Doherty here at Commodity Classic, Total Farm Marketing. Brian, let's talk about this obvious situation with Ukraine and Russia. They aren't just a big wheat exporter. They grow a lot of corn, and a lot of it gets shipped out.
They grow a lot of corn. So in country, they grow the third or fourth largest grower in the world. So it's still not in comparison to the U.S. or China, anywhere in the ballpark, or even the second crop Brazil. But they export 80% of that. So to put numbers in perspective, 44 million metric tons last year, 37 million metric tons the year before. If we just took the average and say about 40 million, roughly, metric tons, that equates to about, let's just call it a billion bushels of exports that are potentially in jeopardy of not being planted or growing this year. It could be 1.2 billion, plus what's left in country that right now isn't moving. So the world is kind of taking a hard look at this, and every day that goes by that this quagmire becomes more of a quagmire, the growing reality is that the Ukrainian farmer may not plant his crop this year.
Yeah. As we talk about what does that mean here at home, obviously, we can look at all the different grains, but on corn specific, that has to give this market a little bit of lift.
I think it does for the short term, maybe the long term, but it probably pulls the bottom side up too. So while we don't want to say there's downside risk, it probably pulls price up when prices do set back. But from an end user perspective, if you're anywhere else in the world, you're trying to think ahead 6, 12, 18 months. What does it look like? And are we going to be able to secure inventory? So don't be totally shocked if we see more export numbers like we saw announced yesterday. 80 million bushels last week, over 80 million bushels. That's a marketing year high. Foreign countries are buying U.S. corn despite high prices. They want inventory, they want to make sure that they have it. We think there's likely a lot more of that to come, and new crop prices right now are running well over $1 discount to the old crop. So if I'm a foreign buyer, I'm looking ahead to fall and to next year already.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these markets are all changing so fast, it's hard to get a read on them, but trying to look out ahead like a lot of these buyers and see what's coming is a great way to kind of handle it as we get ready to start planting this crop this year. Brian, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be back with more Ag Day coming up in just a minute.
To discuss marketing strategies, call 800-334-9779.